Hey, good morning. Well, good morning. I hate jet lags. So if you think, wow, he looks tired, yep. The first, let me see, 5-6 days after a return from Vegas, I'm like the living dead, really. So, but today I'm gonna start retouching, and we got some new toys in. And this one is gonna be very interesting. I'm gonna show you it. When I switched from Canon to Sony, I didn't miss a lot of lenses because Sony actually has a lot of lenses, especially if you take into account the old Minolta lenses. But there's one baby I really missed, and that's this one, the Sigma 120 to 300 one 2.8. Now this is an amazing lens. It's a lens that is razor sharp, the autofocus is super fast, and I really love it on my Canon. It's a little bit heavy, talk about a little bit, but it's an awesome lens. And of course Sony doesn't have an alternative. They have the 70 to 200 2.8, which is great. They have the 70 to 400, which is great, but it's not a 100 to 300 2.8. Now I also got this one in, the mount converter MC11. Now this makes it possible to mount these Sigma lenses on, you guessed it, the Sony. Now the converter itself looks really simple. It's well, it's what you expect from a converter, right? It's a pretty simple converter. Now let's see if I can open this up with one hand. Yes, I can. So you have the contacts for the Canon mount, and of course on the other side the E mount. So we're going to test this one during this week and during our trip to Sweden, which will be next week. So we're going to take you behind the closed doors there too. So for today, no photography. I'm just going to retouch, and of course I'm going to show you some of the end results. Okay, the first thing I have to do is get some final images from Nadine from Schloss Wocklum to my Mac Pro. And they're still on my MacBook, and Mac has a really great option for this. You just connect the Thunderbolt cable, you press the power and T, and you will see a Firewire logo, Thunderbolt logo there. Now on this computer you will actually see appearing my MacBook Pro. So now I can actually drag those files over like it's an external hard drive. So let's do that first. Now one very important thing you always have to remember is when you're on the road and you make your backups or you make your directory structure, make sure that you do it, that at home you can find everything back. Because as you probably know, jet lags, time stress, etc. will actually make you think a little bit slower. Yeah, it is. So if you have a directory structure that looks pretty okay on location, but you have like something here, something there, something over there, something down there, something there, and you think like, well, I'm gonna remember that. Well, in the past I made those mistakes, and I actually, luckily I never lost stuff, but I had to get stuff off my laptop like 3 weeks after the trip, because I was going like, now where did I leave that picture or that video? So make sure that when you travel you make one directory called, for example, USA July 2016, and just put everything into that directory. Even if you take stuff like the stuff I did with Nadine in Wocklum, it was still in that USA folder, because I know when I'm home I probably have trouble with jet lag, I probably have problems concentrating, so I probably missed that folder which I retouched on Schiphol. Remember, you saw it in the video, and those images will get lost. So I actually put them in the USA folder so that I could find them. Now what I'm gonna do is, I have a lot of stuff. We did shoot with the DJ, we did Photoshop World. All the images from the USA itself I already retouched on location. So in the hotel every night I made a selection, transferred them to DxO Optics 11 and created a custom profile for San Francisco and Vegas. And it was just a matter of like half an hour and all the images were retouched. The images I have to retouch from the DJ, Photoshop World, the workshop in Santa Cruz, and some more from Nadine, I want to do those at home, because at home I have the Wacom Cintiq. I can literally relax and zoom in on the images, and that's just easier than doing it on a laptop. So today I'm going to retouch those images, and again, as promised, I'm going to show you some of the results. Okay, I just went through the whole series of images we shot during Photoshop World and the DJ session. And of course there are way too many images. So I always give a 5-star rating in Lightroom to an image I like. And then in a second run I will actually check the images that are similar, and then I will select the image that I like best. And as you can see, there are some similarities here, like these three. So look, which one do I like best, and I don't like that one, so we'll take that one out. And remember, don't retouch all the images. Now, the images I take out aren't bad images, but there's no use in giving a model 10 images with exactly the same background and the same clothing. You can better concentrate on one kick-ass image, and that's the one you retouch for your model. So that's why I try to keep my selections a little bit less numerous, as you can see here. So I'm gonna weed out some more images and then start the retouching, because on the Cintiq retouching is way better than on the road. So that's why for the model photos I actually wait till I'm home, because now I have the Cintiq over here and I have the BenQ for critical color correction over there. And of course, never ever forget the most important shot in a series. Let me see where it is. And you have to have your colors correct, so always shoot an X-Rite color checker, as you can see here. In the other series I also have them, but I haven't selected them because I already did some pre-retouching, but this one I didn't. So I just use this one to create a custom profile, and that profile is attached to the images for proper color balance, but also proper color profiling. Very important, so don't forget and don't leave home without it, the X-Rite color checker. Okay, now back to work, Frank. Yep. Don't get me wrong, I love America, but I'm happy to have some normal food again. Yep. Salmon and a salad. Hey, I'm done for a lot of the retouching. I still have a lot to do too, but I can't expect to finish everything in one day, of course, of 2 weeks. So I'm gonna show you some of the end results from the DJ Wong session I did in our hotel room in Vegas, and some of the workshops. So here we go. It's of course always a challenge to shoot in a hotel room, but we try to make the best of it. Now I love the chairs and the backlit situation, and this is actually all natural light, same as this one. And of course we wanted a little bit of a funky shot. It's fun, right? Photo shoots, and well, show it. Okay, here we have a small flash actually aimed at the face of the model. So we're using small flash with the Doorhof flash bender, and we just gave a little bit of extra light. And by changing the shutter speed you can actually get in more of the ambient light, like in this case the lamp in the back. I love that. We also tried a few shots without a lamp in the back and it just didn't look right. Here we have the flash bender bent towards bends downwards, sorry, which creates a nice ambient light over the model. It looks like a little bit of a vignetting, and this is the cool thing about the flash bender. You can actually bend the light, as you can see here. Very cool effect. And same here with a little bit more expression. This is one blue strobe behind the model, and again the flash bender in the front. And here we have pure natural light with a little bit of kick from a strobe in the back. And I love this one too in black and white, so we made two versions. And here you see Vegas in the back, and also this one black and white. Okay, this is actually the first shot from the workshop in Santa Cruz, and this is where actually one of the guys from Expo Imaging stood in, because the model was changing and we didn't want to waste any time. So I actually shot Kevin, and he's a great model, as you can see here. Nice beard, and he's just awesome to pose. So this is actually done with the small strobes too. So we actually use two to give a little bit more pop, and by using high-speed sync you can actually kill the ambient light. Same here, a little bit more close-up. Now the model came in, and of course the thing that I love to do is let her play with props, so in this case her sunglasses, and trust me, those were really needed because it was incredibly bright. And a little bit more of a close-up. I love this shot because it also shows the nice graffiti at the skateboard store we were. This is actually where Brian bought a skateboard. Now if you look at more episodes of Behind the Closed Doors, you saw that episode too, of course. A little bit of motion in the shot. This is the cool thing about using high-speed sync. You can actually freeze the motion and still use strobes. This is inside the warehouse of Expo Imaging. One strobe from the back, and nothing else, just a little bit of ambient light by controlling the shutter speed. This was pure sunlight on location. They're a bit out of order, sorry guys. And this is of course also done with the flash bender, but this time we rolled it up, creating a sort of spot effect. And this is again in the warehouse with one strobe from the back, no modifications, just pure backlighting. I love that effect. It gives you a really nice sense of almost sunlight. Now this was during the first day of Photoshop World. This is my pre-con. Beautiful model in a beautiful suite. And what do? You use the staircase to the second level of the suite. But hey, that's what we love to do. Use different locations. And a little bit from the back, of course, a little bit of motion. Part of the workshop, so you will see that in a lot of the shots. And a close-up. Again, beautiful model. Well cast by Kelby. Okay, this is outside on the balcony of the suite. Sun in the frame. And also view without the sun in the frame, and I absolutely love this shot. Now I had to shoot very fast. I would love to have shot a little bit more, but it was incredibly hot and I didn't want my model to melt. So, and with hot I literally mean blazingly hot. So that's why we only took a few shots. Okay, those are the shots for now. I'm gonna retouch some more tomorrow, and I'll show you the results tomorrow of course too. But for now I have to go home and do some relaxing, because again the jet lag really kicks in now. Okay, I'm back home, and we also did some updates for our portfolio at SmugMug. Now that's very important, so every time I do a photo shoot I select the best images and upload those to the portfolio. Now according to some people you only need 10 images on your portfolio. Yeah, well, I tried, but somehow I just can't do it. So my portfolio at SmugMug is a little bit bigger, but if you start out as a photographer, it's very important to not put everything online. That's where social media is for. And even then, don't put everything online, only the shots that you really like. Now, portfolios are always a tricky thing. I think because we do a lot of location workshops, I can't do it in 10 images. But if you, for example, only shoot headshots or families, just keep the number down. For now, I'm signing off, and I will see you guys tomorrow, but we're gonna do something special this week. If you have a question about photography, business, retouching or anything else, just ask them in the comments below, and I will try to answer them during this week, because this week we have a really relaxed week. We only have a workshop on Saturday. So I have all the time in the world to answer your questions in behind the closed doors. Thank you so very much for watching, and see you tomorrow. Bye bye.